crazy, but you like that.
Tell me about the time you realized your child might be a psychopath. I'll go first. I was on a video call about 2 Christmases ago with my mom because my grandmother was in a coma and they were unfortunately about to pull the plug. And so the kids and I were calling to say, bye Grandma Karen, we love you very much, you know, we'll miss you. And I swear to you, my daughter goes, can we watch her die? Fuck. I have slept with a lock on my door ever since. Tell me about the time you realized your child might be a psychopath.
So my daughter came up to me like 2 months ago, and very sweet, because she is very sweet most of the time, and she said, Mommy, you haven't yelled at me, you haven't spanked me, and I love you, so I'm not going to kill you tonight. Tonight? Were you going to kill me if I planned on yelling at you? What? And then she was like, I don't think I'm going to kill Daddy either. So now she frightens me, and she's 4.
Tell me about the time you realized your child might be a psychopath.
So immediately after my first son was born, I tried to get pregnant again. Couldn't. Tried for 2 years, could not get pregnant. Went to specialists, and they said, we don't know how you got pregnant the first time. It was a miracle, so just accept that and move on. I was absolutely heartbroken. Walking through the hallway, my son, who was 2 at the time, puts his hand on my stomach and says, oh, you have my baby brother in your stomach. I immediately start crying. I tell him I don't. He insists that I do. Turns out I did. I was pregnant with his brother. Flash forward 9 months, baby's born. My older son is so excited to be a big brother. He's holding the baby, he's patting him on the head. He says, when this one dies, can we get a new one? I said, this one's not gonna die. He says, yeah, he is.
Tell me about the time you realized your child might be a psychopath. Tell me about the time you realized your child might be a psychopath.
Okay, I don't have a child, but this is regarding my niece. So those chilies that you see on the video, those are little chili piquins, which are very hot and spicy. And I eat them quite a bit with my meal. So anyway, I had just finished eating a meal and I needed to get a hold of my mother, but she wasn't answering. So I called my sister's cell phone on FaceTime because they're usually always together. But my little 6-year-old niece, well, about to be 6-year-old niece answers. She's like, hi, Theo, how's it going? Blah, blah. We chit-chat, whatever. I said, hey, I'm trying to get a hold of Grandma. I said, she's not answering her phone. Can you tell her I need to talk to her? And she tells me,
My daughter goes,
it's because she doesn't love you anymore.
can we watch her die?
And she goes close to the camera and she touches it as if she's touching my face and licks her finger and says, your tears taste sweet. Now, if that's not fucked up, I mean.
Tell me about the time you realized your child might be a psychopath. I'll go first.
So one day my 6-year-old was asking me for something and I told him no. And he didn't like that answer, so he proceeded to choke me and I acted like I died. And instead of him like freaking out, he just stood over my dead corpse looking at me, gets down, walks over to his little sister's room where she was in timeout and says, it's okay, you can come out. I killed her. And they both took off and ran down the hallway to play.
Tell me about the time you realized your child might be a psychopath.
Crazy, but you like that. I bite back, dances on your neck